Good morning. Testing 1 2 3 4 5. Again, as usual, if you can hear me on YouTube and Twitch, appreciate it if someone lets me know. I'm getting a bit of feedback there, so I'm assuming it can work. Yeah, thanks for that. Say some mornings to various people. Thanks, Beauty. Morning, Beauty Love Creative. Oh, good morning, Nyla, if you're here, or hello if you're on your way back. Morning to Sturgey. Morning, Michael. Morning, Ambrose. Sagging leaves, that's how I feel when I wake up. Yep. Morning, Healy. So I'll just have to shut the door, otherwise the house will be full of all sorts of flying creatures. Morning to Lone, and morning to Leo, who apparently has got better things to do this morning than to watch me, because they're painting their studio. Oh, by the way, Leo, I don't know, did you manage to keep your watch streak? Just having a drink there. There's a lot of flies around. Thanks to everyone who showed up for the Hedgehog watch along on last Monday night. It was a huge success, with the exception. Well done, Leo. I'm so pleased for you. It was a great success, the Monday Hedgehog watch along, with the exception we didn't have a hedgehog. But if we ignore that fact, it went quite well. There's a light aircraft going over. As you can see, it is another sunny day, no rain again. There's a bee there, I think. Was that a bee? To be enjoying the fuchsias there. Yeah, the watch on. Yeah, we had a drunk gnome. He's actually upright this morning, surprisingly. I'll introduce you to him anyway. He's asking, have the hedgehogs been lured back since? I haven't seen them in the garden this week. I have seen them at the front, Which night was that? I've lost track of time. It was either, I think it might have been Thursday or Friday evening. I saw them at the front. Because I think they're living across the road and they come across, and then they go up the hedge line, up the side of the house, and then come into the garden. So I think in reality, they're only coming here if they haven't found enough food on their way here, if you know what I mean. That bee's very busy on those fuchsias. There's so many bees out there on the fuchsias this morning. That's a fuchsia. I looked it up there. That's Riccatoni fuchsia. That one is you're looking at. That's a fuchsia we put in. Is it? When did that go in? 2 years ago? I think that went in 2 years ago, and that's now about 5 foot tall. So, but that's it, sort of dangling over. It's quite a nice shot. Yeah, Michael's just saying there, he's glad we've got good weather here. They might be getting thunderstorms. Well, we badly need some rain in the UK. There's huge parts of the UK now officially in drought. Don't think we are here officially in drought, but we haven't had any proper rain for nearly 2 months now. And as I'll show you around the garden in due course, you'll see it's starting to create problems because however much you actually water it yourself, it's just not enough for the plants really. So I've got to the stage of watering, not to make the garden look pretty, but really watering for plant survival. There's nothing in the forecast for the next week for rain either. There's another warm week. Anyone who's here early and might have to drop out later, just a couple of updates. There's all the usual YouTube content this week. If anyone wants to see the garden as it was in July, we had a review video out last night on YouTube. So you can go and watch that afterwards if you want to see everything that's been captured on film during the month of July. We hopefully will do a live stream one evening this week. Which evening I don't know. At the moment, slightly dependent on circumstances. So keep an eye out on your notifications for that. And we will be live streaming next Sunday as usual time. But the following week, anyone who's in Europe or the UK know we've got a solar eclipse in the UK a week on Wednesday. So everyone will be going live in Europe and UK, etc. On a week on Wednesday. So it's in the evening. I think the actual eclipse here is 7 p.m, but it runs from 6 till about 8. I say everyone will be going live. Hopefully, all the platforms can cope with it. I will try to run a stream that evening between about 6 and 8 for the solar eclipse. We won't see the full thing here because we're only going. I think we'll get 91% here. So we don't get totality, but we get it will be quite dramatic. Having been through it once before, it's slightly spooky. So we'll try to do that for a couple of hours. That's a week on Wednesday, which is the 12th. But you'll find there'll be bits of advertising for that. So obviously, if you're in Europe or the UK, you may be looking out the window yourself. But if you're in different parts of the world, you might not see it because I believe that where it's basically going to totality might be in sort of the southwest of England. I think Ireland's going to see it. Um, I think the down sort of the down Portugal is going to see it. It's that sort of direction. But most of Europe will see something, I think. I'd have thought for Beauty Love Creative, I think, I wouldn't like to quote a figure, but if we're getting 91% here, I suspect you're going to be in the mid 80s where you are in terms of clips, if not slightly higher. So it is quite dramatic, and it's quite interesting what happens um, when it's happened before. The actual eclipse, well, I didn't find that overly dramatic, but what I found was what happened around the environment and so on. But we'll go into more of that in due course. Thanks for putting that in about Fuchsia rigatoni. How they really come up with these names, I don't know. Right, let's actually do some gardening. The plan for today really is a general tidy up, really. There's lots of things that need just trimming back, chopping down. It's just basic garden maintenance today. So I'm going to take you around the garden with me as we go. Currently, the camera's got a little hat on it to protect it from the sun, because it's now transparent. The camera issues we've had have been due to heat. So hopefully by doing that, you'll either be in the shade or you're going to have a little sun hat on. Right, just trying to work out what we do first. I think I'm going to take you down the... Hello, Nala. I'm going to take you down the bottom of the garden. We'll start down there and then work our way back towards the house. There's more to do down the bottom of the garden today than up the top. I'm going to take my phone with me, so I can, if I can remember how to do it. Let me just. This is stream having to think in the background. That's why it goes quiet. A streamer in the background panicking talks a lot. There, that's how you do it. Remembered. Hey. Possibly. Ah, yeah, that one's working. And that one's working. Oh, hang on. Is that what I want? Yeah, it's not perfect, but put that live so we can see that. Right, and then of course that flipping gets rid of it. Ah, okay, that disappears. Okay. Right, yeah, right, sorted. So I can now see you on the phone. I can also see if we crash out. Welcoming, I hope to say that correctly, psychosis, something like that. Hopefully I haven't made a mess of your name. Welcoming. Right, let's actually do something, because otherwise I'm just going to sit here for the rest of the day. I went back there to see what it looked like on the screen, but I don't need to anymore, do I? Just pick up some gardening implements. Okay, put you on the table. Oh, Zab's here, so I assume that means there's going to be an ice cream van up here. Morning, Zab. The ice cream van, I believe, is operational today, but you never know. Oh, Zab can't afford an ice cream. He's run out of channel points. Oh, that's not good, Zab. What a disaster. Look at the day as well. It's such a beautiful day for an ice cream, Zab. You still think you're owed an ice cream from when it first broke down? Nah. You'll have to take that up with the operator of the ice cream van, I'm afraid. It's not operated by me, it's operated, it's under subcontract. Thanks, Healy. Hopefully that's an ice cream for Zab, or was it an ice cream for yourself? Or did you both manage to get an ice cream off the van? Well, Beauty Love Creative over on YouTube managed to grab an ice cream. So it was there long enough to do that. Zab grabbed 2 off the van. Dear me, you start to wonder, is this a gardening channel or an ice cream channel? Right, let's actually do some gardening before the ice cream takes over, or melts. Just taking your sun hat off, because you don't need that where you're going, I don't think. Right, everyone hold on. If you get seasick, apologies. Don't use start loan, please. I would say I need my moderators to be fairly neutral for the ice cream van. But it's a bit difficult considering it was the moderators who actually clipped the thing in the first place. And then used it against me. Right, let's actually do something. So hold tight, everyone. Oh, there's our friend the drunken gnome. So let's go up the garden. Go past the hanging basket as we're going. Just put you down there for a sec. It's not the most photographic views. It's just seeing how much cable I've got before pulling out the PC. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, I know where we are now. Let's just see what that looks like on the screen. Of course, I said I can see the chat while I'm out here now, but it's so bright out here, it's difficult. Okay, that's a better way of doing it. Okay, we'll do it that way. Zab was flying for like a bee. Of course, that could be the sugar rush from the ice cream. Right, I'm going to take you off this one. I've rearranged the tripod, but let's take you off and I'll show you what we've got down the bottom at the moment. Of course, it's quite surprising. Even being in the shade, this camera's quite warm already. If we do go pixelated, it is a heat issue. Right, okay. That camera is very warm to the touch. So, firstly, these are the sunflowers. So we have YouTube and Twitch. So a lot of butterflies today. So you make up your mind as to who's winning the... See if we can get that butterfly there. Just going to try to zoom in on that butterfly. Looks like a red admiral to me. And that's sitting on a rudbeckia flower. Obviously that's quite good for a butterfly because it's got a big landing area they can sit on. So yeah, so going back to the sunflowers, those are your sunflowers. I would have said, if I stand... Oh, nearly disconnected you there. If I stand up the... Stand them up, I would say the YouTube sunflower is marginally taller than the Twitch sunflower. Put them side by side. YouTube's on the left, Twitch is on the right. So make that of what you want. What else have we got down here to show you before we do anything? So this is the robin bed. Again, you can see the stuff we planted in there is flowering, but it's not really growing, and that's because it's so dry. The pears are looking good, but they're small because again, lack of water. Some of the baskets are struggling a little bit because they're just drying out so quick every time. What we got? Oh, let's actually try to get this on screen. That's that is a gherkin. Basically, mini cucumbers, gherkins. That's flowers and a baby gherkin. The stuff we're growing, the veg-wise, has been a disaster this year. It's basically about the only thing that's grown. Oh no, that's not true. The corn has as well. So that's the other baskets out here. Baskets, greenhouse. That's very much of a disaster. It's just been too hot. We have got some baby cucumbers, except they keep being burnt off. So around here, this I think we've seen this. Those are the gazanias we've seen over the last few weeks. Keep going quite a long time. Just going to bring the cable over the top of the table. The roses that we had earlier in the year, that I then cut back. We're starting to get new roses on there. So there you go. Roses, roses, roses. Oh, I'm now trying to knock my phone off the table. Don't need that. There's a hibiscus flower. Another rose up there. Just show you the veg patch. How far we can get the veg patch. So this is courgettes. So plenty of flowers on the courgettes, and we are starting to see courgettes growing on there. Hopefully you see in between my hand, just down there, there's a courgette. The sweet corn is doing okay. Everything else might as well not bother. Oh, apart from the beans. Beans are looking quite good. I thought I planted French beans. That looks awfully like a runner bean to me. So I don't know. So we know what we're going to have for lunch. Remember that for later. In fact, actually, this is a pot that I never got around to planting, but even this one in a pot. You see, you can do this at home. With your French beans, you just have a pot. You obviously want a bigger pot than that, but that's just a pot. And look, there you are, you got your own French beans. So you could do that at home, even if you haven't got a garden. And we'll come back round to here. Oh, there's a cat. I thought I saw a cat. Where's the cat gone? Oh yeah, I know. Hello. Yep, there was a cat there. I'll read the comments in a sec. And then these are the strawberry plants, the strawberry runners, which are looking remarkably good, even just after a week of being in a pot. I've got a couple more to do here, so I'll do that again today, after we pixelated last week. Right, so I'm just going to put you here on the table. Hopefully you don't fall off for a sec. Just put the tripod up, and then we can actually do some gardening, and I can read the chat. Have to be slightly careful in case they. We've got some wood pigeons over the top of us here, so we're likely to be wood pigeoned today. So I'll put you back on the tripod. You're in the nice shade there, so you won't get too hot. Right, I'll say good morning to everyone properly. Good morning, everyone. Oop, he fell over then. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the garden. If you're new, I am Bear. This is the garden. The channel's all about everything to do with the garden. Most of our content is on YouTube, but we live stream YouTube and Twitch. So let's go through the comments while I've been doing that. Oh, there's quite a lot of comments. We've even got a full complement of mods. Let's go back. Red Admiral Butterfly, yes, it was a Red Admiral earlier. Oh, thanks for the subscription, Dem. It is appreciated. Welcome, Primus. Oh, and Zab, we've got a customized. Sorry, hit the microphone. We've got a customized Scream T-shirt now. I'll get that while you're here. Just reading the comments. That's that one. Hello, Raptor Fox. Lone thinks a baby gherkin should be called a gherkette. Nice to see we're taking the channel seriously. Oh yeah, I should say courgettes, as Lone's put in, courgettes. If you North America, we're talking about zucchini. Did you? I don't know if you saw the cat. That is not one of our cats. In fact, if one of our cats actually found that one in here, it ain't going to be out there. Ain't going to be happy about it. That cat lives across the road. It's a baby. It's a baby. It's only about a year old, so it hasn't learned that it shouldn't be going into other cats' territory yet. Welcome, Rootless. Yeah, let's move. See what YouTube's been saying. Morning, Alex. Morning, Jerome. Morning, Montoute. I never know how to say your name. Morning, Christian. Alex is asking whether Low never goes to sleep. You'll find that UK moderators never go to sleep. I am running on about... I wouldn't like to say how many hours sleep, but it's not very many. I was moderating till... I don't even know what time it was. It was after 3 o'clock in the morning. At which point I did actually fall asleep. But the stream was winding up. Okay. Oh, has Christian, has Christian been trying to take credit for the foxgloves again? Not that I know of, and in actual fact the foxgloves aren't actually in flower at the moment. And to be honest, I wouldn't expect to see them again this year, but past experience has told me that if you, once the foxgloves are flowered, if you then chop them down so they don't go to seed, quite often you get a second flush in the autumn. So we may see the foxgloves back, so there may be another fight over the foxgloves in due course. Right, let's actually do something practical, shall we? Oh, Rabbit the Fox was lurking where I was modding. Yeah, I think yesterday I started modding about, you lose track of time, it was somewhere about, I want to say about 1 o'clock, I think it might have been about closer to 2, but we did run through on till past 3 AM. And how many streams were we modding on last night? We were consistently on 3, but I think we covered 4 actually during that time period. And there were 1 or 2 difficult moments last night modding. Bear is powered, Zab saying Bear is powered by ice cream and honey. I did have to break out the emergency cake last night, about 11 o'clock. Oh, I see Dem redeem the ice cream van. Hopefully it's arrived, Dem. Then the only problem is that that means Zab's probably grabbed even more ice cream off the van. Was it chocolate cake? Yes, it was chocolate and orange mini rolls. I think the mods are starting to know about me too much. Twitch has just gone into their 2-minute ad break. Yes, I was also on the walking commuter as well. Low. He was on yesterday evening as well. Because if you're modding 3 channels, why not make it 4? So, plus it was slightly complicated last night because we had visitors last night as well. So I was also having to try to be social, which, to be honest, I didn't really achieve. And if we had a doghouse, I might be in it today. Oh, thanks very much, Montort. I don't know whether you've just been kind by my pronunciation, but thanks anyway. Yeah. Right. We'll see if Twitch have come out of their ads. Again, if you're on YouTube and you get ads, apologies for that, you shouldn't be getting them, but YouTube does what it wants. Hello, Clover. Oh, right. Thanks, Ely. I think a lot of you know where I tend to be busy. I think hopefully Twitch should be out the ads, so I'm just going to put the phone. What I will actually do, I'm going to, if I can work out how to do it. Hang on. I'm going to see if I can up the brightness. Ah, that's better. I can actually see the. No, I don't want that. It's better. I've upped the brightness so I can actually see the chat now a bit better. So let's actually do something. Basically, what we've got to do, I want to trim some of the stuff off the grapevine that's got out of control. Oh, I didn't show you the grapevine, did I? Hang on. Show you the grapevine before we actually accidentally chop it down. So across we go. So there you go. Hopefully you can see that. So we've got loads and loads of grapes on here this year. It's the best crop of grapes I've seen on this since I've been here in 8 years. So I just want to take some of this sort of straggly stuff off because we're trying to get the energy into the grapes rather than into the new growth. So I've got that to do. There's some other straggly bits on the hedge to do, especially around the corner behind us. I was about to say something that could be misinterpreted. So, oops, wrong way. Well, actually, that's a good way of doing it. Does that work? Possibly. If you can hear a squeaky sound, it's not my legs or my knees. It's the dog toy next door. Sab's going by the looks of it. Thanks for dropping in, Sab. So we'll do some more of these strawberry runners. I will need to get something for that, but I can probably find something else. The strawberry runners are these in the pots. What the strawberries do is once they've finished growing for the year, and you've got your crop off, they send out basically these runners that look like vines, and on them you get these little, every so often you get these little basically plantlets. Hopefully we can show that. Hopefully you can see them, little plantlets, and then you can put them into a pot. You just put a pot of soil, you just lay them on the surface, pin them down, and in about 6 8 weeks you can then chop it off, and then you've got a new strawberry plant. It's a good way of propagating them, and it's very clever, the strawberry, because not only does it produce seeds on the outside of its berries, which are, as anyone who's watching another channel now knows, strawberries aren't berries. They've got the seeds on the outside, so that's one way of reproducing, but this is a secondary way of reproducing. But these are looking really good. So we've got a few more to do. So if I find a few pots, I can do that. It won't take long to do. What pots? Yeah, okay, go for those. Sorry about the yeah. If you do so many each year, you can get a constant supply of strawberry plants, because your productive strawberry plants you probably get 3 or 4 years out of before the yield drops off. So that's what you're trying to do. So if you generate a third of the plants that you've already got each year, you're going to maintain what you've got. If you produce more than the third, you're actually going to increase your crop of strawberry plants each year. Now, obviously, we're in growing one type of strawberry here, so they've all finished at the same time. But if you get different strawberry plants, they'll finish at different times. So you actually can crop strawberries for quite a long time. And again, I always like to say, if anyone hasn't got a garden, because a lot of people don't, you can just put them in a pot like this and put them on your windowsill, and you'll get homegrown strawberries. Very noisy light aircraft. So let me just check that this is actually going to be in the screen. Yeah. So we're just taking a recycled pot, composting into the pot. I'm not so bothered about being damp compost at the bottom. I'm also interested in the compost being damp at the top initially. So I'm now managing to cover the phone in compost as well. So I suppose it makes a change from the laptop. Just firm down the surface. So I've got 3 there. I'm going to need something to pin those down. I used 2-inch screws last week. That means wandering back to the house, so I'm going to see if I can find a stick, or a stick-like stick. That will probably do. So just utilising this is an old bamboo cane. Just break that off. That's probably a bit big for what we need, but it'll do. Just make some little stakes. Look, see how strong I am. Oh, God. So strong. Oop, I nearly fell over again then. Shows I'm a little bit tired still. Right, so what we would do is we get our pot. Do we need to zoom in? That's the question. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. But it would help if I actually did zoom rather than pan. There you go. To give you a better idea of what we're doing. So this one we did pot. That one of those runners coming off, just pinned in there. So pot, soil there. This is why I wanted to put them on the table, because they're going to sit here for about 6 weeks. So there you go. You've got your runner coming from the plant. It's actually going off to a secondary runner. So if you really wanted to, you could try to get other plants. I tend to just go for the one, so all the energy goes into one plant. Then on the bottom of these runners, I think technically it's called a foot. But if you've seen a potato and you have it for too long, it gets like potato eyes where it starts to grow. That's what that looks like. So that looks like, if you saw the little paw print of a cat or something, that's what that looks like. It's sort of almost like that. So, and then all you do, you put that on the top of the soil. Don't need to bury it, just sits on the top. And then use one of your stakes or a stick or a screw, anything, and what you're doing is just pinning it down so that is in contact with the soil. Because you think about in the wild, the strawberry plant would just send those out and they would be in contact with the soil anyway. Obviously they just send out multiple ones because they don't know where it's going to go in. And there you are. Six weeks you'll have a new strawberry plant for next year. They won't get planted up this year, so these will be in the pots and then they'll go in the greenhouse over winter. There are all sorts of ways of storing your strawberries, but I tend to just, because they're in pots here, I tend to just put them in the greenhouse. So, another pot. That's that one, that's that one. This is a perfect example here that's got a strawberry plant there that we've already put in a pot. And this has got a second one here that's got the little feet on it as well, so we can do that one. So we're going to get 2 plants off one there, so we've doubled the number of plants from that one single plant. The other way you could do this, rather than individual pots, is you actually get a big tray and put all the runners in, and then when they've rooted, take them out and then repot them. But I prefer doing it this way because it's just easier for me, really, because once you cut them off, you're done. So just push that green side up. Generally that's a good approach in gardening, is to have the green side of the plant upwards. So that's another one done. There's going to be more to do in the next week or so. There's another one there that's come off. It's got that sort of knobbly foot there. You know when it's ready because you can see. And that can go, just sit on the top, like so. We'll just peg that down. That's how you do your strawberry runners. There are runners coming off the back here, but they're not quite ready. They need a few more days to develop. And then when I water all the garden later, this will only really need a top soaking. It doesn't need the water going to the bottom at the moment, just needs the top surface to encourage those roots to get going. So that's that. I'll just go back and zoom you out for a second. Oh, actually, so that's what it looks like. The pots. Let's zoom you out for a sec. I'll just go back and have a proper read of the comments on the laptop. Hopefully, at least we didn't pixelate today during that, which is always a bonus. Morning Victoria, morning Colleen. Oh, thanks very much for, if you're still here and listening, Montauk, thanks very much for here. I'll try to keep Christian off your foxgloves. Christian saying, yeah, Christian can remember propagating strawberries by the runners when he was a boy. Didn't sell them commercially on the farm, they were just for the kitchen garden yet. I think if you're going to grow commercial strawberries nowadays, it won't even be in soil, I think. It'll be hydroponics, most of them. Apparently Lone says it's important to water bare as well as the plants. Okay, fair enough. Point taken. Dem's trying to decide to have what for lunch. I'll say that again. Dem's trying to decide what to have for lunch. Oh, that's interesting, Lone. Thanks for that. The strawberry runners all called stolons. I never knew that. Yeah, you do. You do. Sometimes you have to sort of try to guess between. If you allow the runners to take over, you will get slightly less crop of fruit because a lot of the energy will go into the runners. Similar to if you got some flowering bulbs, if you allow them to go to seed, their energy doesn't go back into the bulb. So it's a sort of bit of a compromise. So that's just me hydrating. Hello, D. Michael. I'll just have a quick while I'm sat here having a slurp. That's rabbit or fox trying to cause trouble. Dem's got a little kitten on her lap at the moment. Hopefully they've made up with you by now. I have to say it's quite comfortable just sat in this chair not doing anything. While I finish my hydration liquid, oh, tell you what I could do, couldn't I? Of course, what we know is that when there's a hydration break, I do have to do. I'm contractually obliged to do merchandise. Gonna start walking on concrete. This grass. So I'm contractually obliged to show you these. So I've got two. Hopefully you can see these. Now let's swing you around a bit so we can actually bring you up a little bit. Oh, wrong way. So the one thing I don't like about this camera is that the up and down movement is also the zoom movement. So we do have some new merch. So we've got Hedgehog. That says lots of points to this t-shirt. This is brand new. The samples only came yesterday. And then Zab's not here, so we can show you this, because otherwise it would just create absolute chaos. So we have an ice cream one. Got the little bear at the top. It says congratulations on looking cool. So hopefully that's on screen. Oh yes, it is. I can actually see you here. I forgot about that. Yeah, so that's the merch section over for today. The strange thing is, the rest of the family are totally uninterested by my social media activities. In fact, they get totally bored by it. But as soon as I mention I've got some samples of t-shirts, they seem to snaffle about half of them. So, morning, Ashley. That's very early, Ashley. Hope you're not still painting. Yeah, morning, Melissa. Um, Grab the foxes some of the ice cream van. Hopefully, someone's managed to get an ice cream off the van as it drove by. If you missed the ice cream van, well, bad luck. Yes, half of my samples have already been snaffled. In fact, they were snaffled almost immediately down coming out of the bag. So, but I get told, not interested, we're not interested when I say anything, not interested. And then suddenly they are interested. So, thanks very much, Alex. Yeah, the replay, if you want to see it, is up straight away when we finish. If you want to see the live chat alongside it, that tends to process overnight. So that's usually in the morning. The live chat's there as well. But thanks for being here. Welcome in, Eddie. Anyone over on Twitch who doesn't know, I'm saying by Ashley. Ashley's Architecture TV. Fantastic IRL architecture streamer. Currently renovating a new house. And if they were here a few minutes ago, they would have heard me complaining about streamers keeping me awake till past 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm sure they never told me to actually go to sleep at any point. Or if they did, I didn't hear it. But the IRL streams are fantastic, not just for their knowledge, but for also just being fun. And the house renovation streams are just as entertaining. Slightly very different, but just as entertaining. Of course, I do mod there, so I am contractually obliged to say they're brilliant and entertaining. But I think most of the chat agrees anyway. Yes. Yeah, but for Twitch viewers, Twitch viewers, the chat was pushing Ashley to go to sleep last night because otherwise she would have still been painting now. So mind, you can get up, have your breakfast, Ashley, and get back to painting soon. Right, let's carry on. So, what did I do with the? Oh, it's already down there. Yeah. Oh, you know what I've done? I was just thinking, wasn't it good I could read the chat down the bottom of the garden? But I can't because I left my glasses behind. Without my glasses, I can't read anything. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants a ice cream van T-shirt, they're not on Fourth Wall yet. They will be, but they're on the T-Mill store side at the moment. Just see if I can. Is that frozen or not? Come on. Oh no, it is working. It's just a bit slow like me. Right. So what we've done so far, we've done some more strawberry runners. there. Except I'm pointing at it and you can't really see. Wrong way, come on. Professional. So, yep. So we've done our strawberry runners into pots. There you are, actually. That you could do that if you like. You can do your own strawberries, just a pot with some strawberry plants in. Yeah. Just chuck some water in again, as we now know plants need water. Not just flowers. And you could do your own strawberries and then create your own strawberry plants. You could have a whole garden full of strawberries. Right, so the next thing we want to do, I'm just going to move you around a bit and tip you up a bit. So this is the grapevine. I'm going to take my glasses off so I don't damage them. This is the grapevine here. If you remember, was that about a month ago? We took a lot of the straggly bits off. The reason for that is that we want to get as much energy into the grapes rather than into these. You want to leave some foliage on because we now know that grapes get sunburnt. So what we need is a pair of, because I'm not going to go up a set of ladders this morning because I think I might fall off. And also, if I went up a set of ladders, someone over on Twitch might take great entertainment to telling me about health and safety and 3 points of contact. I'm now going to try to cut some of these off. Firstly, without chopping any grapes off. Secondly, not cutting through the solar light cable. So, mods, get ready. Nope. So we're just taking off the excess really. I'm not remodelling or reforming the shape of the plant. I'm literally just tidying it up. I'm just going to check on I keep going back there. I keep forgetting I've got the phone with me. They're green grapes, yes. I don't know what variety they are. Because the grapevine was here before I came here. Yeah, because what area is shot? So we're in there to there. Okay, I now know where we're in shot, sort of. Though I don't suppose you really need to see me. Yeah, because this is one. Actually, before I forget, I must chop the bit off at this end. That's really starting to bug me. I've been when I first moved here, this whole section from here back to the fence line, which is about 12 foot that way, and probably about the same going backwards. This had a similar sort of trellis pagoda style thing on it, and this grapevine was completely over the top of it. But then everything else down here was covered in ivy, terrible stuff ivy. So we're just going to take some of these off. I'm not going mad, I just want to take, because not only I'm getting the energy back into the grapes, but it also stops it looking so straggly. Saying the stream room needs a haircut. Oh, that was a good catch, wasn't it? So we'll stand on here. Oh. For anyone coming in as well, if you don't think you can grow your own fruit and veg and you don't even have a garden, there's a pot there. If I hold that up, there's a pot there with French beans in it. Just a little pot like that. So if you've got room for a pot, you can try growing anything. Well, within reason. Come around here, do some of this around here. See, normally I wouldn't be able to get round here because this would be where full of pumpkins, but as they've failed this year, it's not an issue, is it? Turn that down there. Okay. Do. That's a bit up there. This is where I do need really to get the ladder out, but can't be bothered. So eek. I've got to try to get that bit up there, otherwise that is going to be bugging me. Missed. Got it. Hey. It's like one of those fairground games where you just have to, one of the claw games where you just have to hope you've got the right thing. So, put that there for a sec. Oh, there is a few more bits and pieces up there. Can I really be bothered? Thanks, Dem. And thanks for your bits, Dem, as well. Very funny, Alone. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Mel, I don't know how old this grapevine is. It's about three, no, it's more than, it's about 3 or 4 inches thick at the bottom. So it's obviously been around a long time. Christians, Mum used to grow enough grapes to dry to produce raisins for the Christmas pudding during rationing. Yeah. Of course, during the Second World War, that was encouraged, wasn't it, to grow your own. Well, have they just... Oh, no, I haven't. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, I was doing the wrong thing. Yeah, you can make wine with the grapes. I think you're making wine out of grapes. I'm not an expert on that, but obviously you've got different grape types and different wines. That's why it's all fancy stuff, well beyond my capabilities. I'm just going to stand up this broom before I stand on it and go back up. It's a shame I don't know what variety. I suppose you could possibly find out somehow, but I don't really know. If attacked by some sort of flying animal, I'm just trying to decide whether I can really be bothered doing that top part. I should really, but in reality I'm going to have to get the ladder out to do that. I'm not doing that today. There is a bit I want to take off though, I've just noticed. There you go. Go. Right. So that was another job. Other things we've got to do down here at some point, I probably won't do it today, is this hedge here. This needs, we cut this back a couple of months ago. This needs tidying up, especially down the bottom. If I move you over as well. As I pointed out, the olive tree needs trimming back because it won't stop it going stop it going over the top and out of shade. This has actually got olives on it. Yeah, they're not very big again. I mean, it's just the lack of water. So don't need that, don't do that. I'm just going to do that there. Just going to move your position slightly for a moment. So everyone hold on. I might have to go and get your sun hat, but this shouldn't take too long. So what we have here is the arch with one of the hanging baskets on there. Lots of shrubby plants here that need just trimming back really. So come down. That's probably about right. So this isn't going to take very long to do. And this is just a case of tidying up. And to be honest, most things you'll be doing this time of year now really are just maintenance and tidying up. There's lots of plants have flowered, so they're putting lots of energy into next year's growth. But if you want to keep stuff under control, and I'll show you why when I've cleared this out, why it's an issue that you want to actually do and keep on top of. Firstly, you can see there that stuff is starting to impinge on the basket itself, so you don't actually see the basket. And what's the point of putting the energy into a basket if you're not actually going to be able to see it? The other factor is something like this. This has got a lot of clematis in it. Very pretty earlier in the year. But what happens over time, it creates like a dome on the top. So you get lots of green on there. But if you look in there, there's about 2 foot of nothingness. I want it to try to keep more to the trellis that it's supposed to be on. So I think come this autumn, this is going to have a really good cutback. That can go back as well. And that, I mean, you're not using any special technique on this. I'm just being fairly ruthless. I say, come the autumn, it's going to get its proper cutback. There's, the other thing you wanted to do as well, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Let's reposition the camera. We'll come back to the chat in a sec, it's on the table. Where we go? Right. So what we have is there's lots of flowers now that have actually finished firing, and they will start to produce their seed heads. Now, if you wanted them to spread around your garden everywhere, fine. I don't particularly want that. Some things you want, like poppies and so on, acrolesia, that you want to keep, they can spread, so you can let them go to seed. Other stuff, you can just take the seed heads off. You know, you can either take it off there at the top. I tend to go further back because it just tidies the plant up. So there's nothing particularly complicated in this. It's the first real plane we've heard today. So, in fact, these really, you should have. These seed heads should really have come off a bit quicker because they've already gone to seed, so they've probably already started to spread. But, that's better. I think I'm not going to do anything else to that. I'll leave some foliage on there to keep going. But that's a good example of, just going to zoom you back out. This is a good example of growth. This is this year's growth, and that's not to the bottom, so so that's actually as tall as me. At some point, I'm going to have to be really ruthless with all this clematis and actually chop everything back to the trellis, even the tops. It's a shame because you might not get some flowers for a year, but it's getting to that stage of having to be tough with it. And you can see already just what we've done there over sort of 10 minutes. We've created so much more space in here. Now there were a load of plants in here originally when this was planted up, but because this has totally overwhelmed everything, it's come over the top and basically they haven't been getting any light at all. Let's come in there and see. Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole load I could take off actually today, but I'm not going to because it's so hot at the moment. I don't want to stress the plants too much. So what I'll do is, if we get a cooler day at some point, or just cloudy, I may come back and actually hard cut that back. All this, hard cut it back. It's got to go back 18 inches back to the fence line. Not so bothered by that side, but this definitely has to be done. But I'm not going to stress it any more than I have to today because it is in the sun. So that's a job possibly for an evening when it can sort of heal up overnight. As you can see, this is just one bit of clematis here. I mean, it's not as bad as ivy, but it does grow as quick as ivy. So let's just put you back in the shade for a moment so you don't get too hot. Oh, that's a pot falling off, but don't need that. What have I done with the? That's that. Put that there so I don't forget it. Just have a quick look at chat and then we could do a garden tour. Okay, it's warm out in the sun. Going to have a hydration while I'm here as well. Just morning Eons, morning to woman. Just reading through the comments. Morning Botol. So asking what type of strawberries are they? Oh, crumbs. Can anyone remember? We planted them up earlier in the year. They're giant something or other. Welcome in, Hera. Hera has found the follower ant. I love ants icon on Twitch. Anyone who knows why there's an ant icon will know. I need to change that really. The ant's not very obvious on that, is it? Thanks, Victoria, for saying very clever designs on the shirts. Apologies if I missed any comments. I do go back and read everything afterwards. Just reading through it while I hydrate. course, a hydration break means I need to promote the merch, but I can't really be bothered because the camera's down the bottom of the garden. So merch is in the merch stores. There you go, and that's it. Available through the various links, plus also via our website. If you want to know more about us, we have a website, bearinthegarden.com. In fact, you'll find us everywhere on Bear in the Garden. Yeah, Christian's saying it's seen some pictures how dry it is in the UK at the moment. It is very drought. It's different from last year. The drought last year, we were in drought last year anyway, but some areas of the UK wasn't. It was very localised last year, the drought. This year, it's the vast majority of the UK. So I'm just trying to catch. There's a little spider that's attached itself to me. So that's been dealt with. For anyone who's been watching someone else stream recently, yes, we have bugs here as well. I'll go and just go through see if I've missed anything over on Twitch. Welcome in, Eddie, if I didn't say that earlier. Hopefully you're still here. Thanks, Mel, for your free stream streak. That was Dem's Bits, which I saw, just happened to pop up when I was looking at the phone. Thanks for the follow for Fernwood Artist. Thanks for anyone else who's followed I might have missed. I do look at it afterwards as well. Eon's saying they don't know how they're in a drought when it's pouring with rain, and they've got buckets full of rain lying around, and everything's lush and green. Well, everything's not lush and green here. I'll do the garden tour in a sec, but as you can see, as you'll see, the garden really is struggling. It normally this time of year it would be in full bloom, it would be fantastic, but it's very, very patchy this year, and what it does show is which plants can survive dry weather and which can't. So it does show that anyway. Just talking to myself. Yeah, I think we've got about. I'm just trying to work out to the. Just trying to work out when we might have another. I think we've got enough time to do a garden tour before we to ad break. So it's. I'm just going to put you on the table for a sec. And I'm going to reposition the tripod back to the ending position, pick up some garden tools, and then we'll do the garden tour. Hello, Dismay. So let's stop sitting around doing nothing. Yeah, I'll pick up the phone on my way back. Go to the left a bit. No, wrong. Yeah. I'll say hello to anyone that's new coming in. Hello to anyone new that's coming in. This is Bear. This is the garden. You're down the bottom of the garden at the moment. Apologies to anyone who's heard this about 1,000 times. We are a gardening channel, sort of, with breaks for ice cream. Channel's basically everything and anything to do with the garden. So we do a bit of gardening. We watch from the garden. We see what's happening around the garden. So everything's based in the garden. It's as much as your garden as it is mine now. So generally do gardening. We live stream YouTube, Twitch on a Sunday at this time, and we also try to do the occasional midweek stream, which is obviously better for our North American friends. There may be one this week. We did one last week watching hedgehogs, which never actually saw a hedgehog. So, and we're on all the other good, bad, indifferent platforms. But it's all in the description, so everyone knows where everything is really. So I'm not going to tell everyone, you've got to look here, got to look there. So, yep, so this is a typical, just going to put you on the table for a second. This is what would be I suppose, a typical, I'm just going to put you there for a second. Try not to make sure you fall over while I move the tripod. Nope, wrong way. This is it's pretty typical suburban garden in the UK. It's not a huge garden, but it's absolutely jam-packed full of stuff. I think I've just dropped you. Hello. Yeah, you're back. Sorry about that. Hope you haven't all got a headache. Ooh, you're looking up at the sky now. Sorry about that. Ooh. This is where you need some of that sort of cartoon music where you've got the little stars going around. Should really clip that. Make a little clip out of that. Okay. Right, stay. If you fall off now, it's your own fault. Just getting the tripod ready from where we get to the end. I'll just check the chat in case, make sure no one's got a headache. Hopefully everyone survived that. Dismay's now wriggling around to try to make it fall again. Good luck with that. I'm going to have to play that back and clip it. It'd be quite dramatic, that with some dramatic music over the top. I think I'll make the channel really famous, won't it? Oh, and I forgot to put those away. I'll leave that there because I can't miss those later. Everything needs, probably a lot of stuff's going to need a lunchtime watering. You know what? I forgot the phone so I can see what I'm doing. Where's the phone gone? Oh, I found it. This is the most professional gardening channel you'll find, that's called The Bear in the Garden. You won't find any other Bear in the Garden channels that are as professional as this. So, go up. Right, let's do a garden tour before it gets even worse, this. So, don't think we want the gimbal in that position. That's better. Ah, that's better. You're less lopsided now. Thanks, Lee. I knew this was a very professional and a very serious channel. These are the little pots of the strawberry runners we've done. The strawberries in pots. We have, some of you here at the beginning have seen a lot of this, but we might as well do it for anyone that's come in recently. This is the veg patch. Why is that lagging? Oh no. I'm surprised that's lagging so far behind, but never mind. It'll catch up. It's the courgette plant, which is starting to get courgettes on. Most of the other stuff in here is just died off because it's so dry. We've got the French climbing beans. We've got some corn still in here. The cabbages are just about hanging on, sort of. They've been badly chewed. We've got lots and lots of beans. Then we've got our troughs. That's gas in here. We've got some fuchsias. We've got so many fuchsias in the garden. Going around, we've got some Rudbeckias. Nicotima, which is the tobacco plant. So again, you can see these are just in pots. So even if you don't want to do a full-blown garden, or you just got a balcony, you get yourself a pot and you grow all sorts of stuff. So these pots are a mix of perennial plants and some are bedding plants. So some of these, like the petunias, they won't last the winter, but you can take them out and replant them with something that will overwinter as well. So I won't go in the greenhouse because it's a bit embarrassing because it's just so poor. We have got some cucumbers, but they keep burning off because it's so hot and dry. The aubergines are starting to develop, so we might get something out of that. Some more pots. These are the number of. I'm reading the chat and then I'm talking about the chat while I'm trying to describe this. I'm being distracted by the moderator comments. These are the gherkins we planted up on stream. And if you see this, all I did was I planted them on stream and I dumped them outside the greenhouse once we finished. But I haven't moved them yet to their final position, but they seem quite happy there, so I'm just going to leave them. So the gherkins are there. Oh, there's another gherkin there. So we've got two gherkins. Gherkins, basically mini cucumbers. The gherkin flowers, which look very much like cucumber flowers. In fact, to be honest, if you didn't know that it was a gherkin, you'd probably think it was a cucumber. So that's a primrose or polyanthus. That's an overwintering flowering plant. The flowers probably October through to spring. Behind that we've got some sage. So that's sage. Again, this is, if you see on here, we've got these stalky bits are where the flowers have been, and they've got seed heads on there, so that needs trimming back. We've got some baskets. Then we were discussing this at the beginning of the stream. These are the sunflowers, YouTube on the left, Twitch on the right. So this is YouTube's sunflower. That's Twitch's best sunflower. Put them together. YouTube on the left, Twitch on the right. You make the decision which is the better platform from that. Do a basket. Yep. Some really, actually, this weather just shows what's good in this garden or not in the drought. We've got the robin flower bed where they are flowering, all the stuff we put in, but they're not really growing because it's just so dry, even though this is getting watered once or twice a day. We've got lots and lots of pears on the pear tree, rather than a turtle dove. The pears, they look good, but they have no size this year, and that's going to be down to the lack of water as well. There's a little fuchsia in there. Not sure which variety that is. These are the oxide daisies, which you can see are basically finished. And similar to the previous plants, they need cutting back. Hello, Pooba. Thanks for the follow, Jurgely, something like that. Anyway, hopefully I haven't messed up your name. Oh, sorry, did I miss another ice cream van again? I'm not very good at catching these ice cream vans. And that ice cream van was delivering ice cream for Leo. Hopefully it hasn't run out of fuel yet, or ice cream. I think Zab emptied most of the ice cream out of the van when we started. Yeah, the pears are coming along nicely. I think normally we'd be taking pears off probably mid-late September. So there's still time for them to grow. But we desperately need some water, really. So we'll come out the bottom of the garden and then we'll start looking around what we've got. So these are the hanging baskets, so there's some nice petunias there. It's a stunning pattern on that. But the petunias are in all sorts of colours. And that's a double petunia. And if anyone was on another stream last night, I was asked if I was a flower, what would I be? Well, my favourite flower is probably fuchsia, but I was asked what I would be, and I said lobelia, because it's sort of it sits in the background, and it's the nice sort of stable part to anything, a bit like a moderator, really. So this is lobelia, and that just shows the colours you can have on lobelia, some of the colours. So we've got some white there, some purple, some blue, sky blue. And they're an annual, so basically you'll sow it in the spring and then plant it out, and then it'll flower, basically flower until we have a frost. Don't know if we've got any other colours in there. Lobelia, there's some nice purple there, lobelia. Then we've got some fuchsias. I think this variety is swing time. they look like petunias, but they're Calabrachia, I think that's how you say it. You have to remember we're not classically trained on this channel in gardening. So you start to get tangled up in the stuff I've just chopped down, so I'm just untangling you. Without trying to disconnect you. So we got some lobelia, more lobelia, more lobelia. This is the Nicotimia. It's not really a basket plant Nicotimia because it's quite a tall plant. It's really, that'd be better in the border, but then this is the bit we did. This is the bit we just chopped back in here. So if you see, if we go inside here, so we're right inside that hedge now we were chopping back. You can see, and then we come down here. Basically, there's nothing growing down here. Basically, we had all the light taken out of it, so that's what we're going to do at some point. Get back to this fence line in here. Especially we can do that now because the blackbirds, I don't think they're going to be nesting at the moment. So at least when you come in here, you can actually see if they're in here, because they have nested in there before. And then obviously we can, once we've cleared that, we can then try to replant that section. We'd have to replant it with more shade-loving plants, really. We'll come over here. This is what we did last Sunday. We put some new plants in here. Put in a salvias there. Salvia there. And then we put in some fuchsias, different fuchsias we haven't got. So they seem to all settle quite nicely. We'll work our way back down the garden now. Try to keep it. This is Pestamon. Pestamon, something like that anyway. Whether you pronounce it like that's a different matter. Little trumpety flowers. This is a purple one. Come back and you just see how dry everything is. Go past the bottle brush. This is something else that's come out. This is a gladioli, and I think this is I've got the name written down somewhere. Something, I want to say something lily with gladioli, but I'll tell you what it is. But you can see here, this is a perfect example, that when it's a hot sunny day, the water can't get up to the top of the plants quick enough, so they start to droop. There's all sorts of stuff starting to go to seed because it's just so hot. Again, this is hardy geranium rock sand that's lost its flowers. It's going to seed, so that needs trimming back. It has still got some flowers on it. There you go. Come back a bit further. Some stuff still doing well. There's a campanula. Loads and loads of different sorts of campanulas. There's more fuchsias. Some tiger flowers there which flower for one day, which hopefully looks like something's chewed them, but hopefully they'll survive and come out very shortly. There's obviously some more summer bulbs there going to come out. We've got some phormiums, which are these grassy type plants, which we're really using for structure during the winter. This has been a star recently. This is the ruffled hollyhock. But basically that's just about finished. The hollyhocks in the front garden are finished. I've chopped them back on the hope that we'll get some new growth and some more flowers in the autumn. Come back. So these blue flowers are hardy geranium Roxanne. And again, the bees like them because they're really open and easy to get into the what we're looking for. And now I've got a bee around my head. I just stood here, you can just hear the bees. These pink flowers are potentilla. It's a sort of shrubby bush. It's growing up through the fuchsias. Anyone who's been here before knows this is my favourite plant in the garden. This is fuchsia lady boothbee. And the bees agree as well. I mean, just look at that. I mean, it's just a stunning plant in its own right, and that's without any sort of bee activity. And it's a hardy plant, can stay out all year, can deal with sort of certainly -10, -13, and probably a bit more than that. And it's a great plant if you've got like a fence line you want to have some privacy on, because not only does it grow quick, it's pretty tough as long as you look after it the first year by watering it. I say it's quick growing, and you get so many flowers off it. It's just beautiful. And then when you want to cut it back, you can cut it back, and it just regrows. It's a really tough plant. And then we've obviously got this yellow one, as we know, is Genie, which is another hardy fuchsia, which is an alternative to the lady boothbee. But Genie has much. I'm trying to find. Well, Genie struggled with the weather, I think, more than the lady boothbee. But Genie is starting to create some new little buds now. So there should be some flowers on that. We'll just wait for this noisy plane to go over. Actually, it's not that's quite high actually. Then we got Lady's Mantle. Theo says the camera's really been like Minecraft mode recently. Yeah, we found out it's actually because it's overheating. That's the reason why it goes into Minecraft mode. Hopefully that's on the screen. That's Linearia with these little pink flowers. Some yellow gazanias. Some sedum there. Little purple flowers. There's a couple of gnomes there. Obviously one's had a bit too much. In fact, that one's been fishing overnight by the looks of it. So he's obviously very tired. Back up a bit more. We've got orange geums there. The crocus simius are nearly, crocosmias are nearly finished. They're going to seed. Come back a bit further. That's verbena, one of the upright verbenas. That's the Lady Bacon fuchsia, and the rigatoni that we started with. It's now, if I get out of it, rigatoni there. And then, hopefully that's okay. These are the crocosmias that were in flower. This was Lucifer, but you can see that's the sort of old flower head. But then they've all gone to seed, and I don't really want to go into seed, so they'll get chopped back, and all the energy from those, the remaining green leaves, will go back into the bulbs for next year. So just that. Put you back on the stand for a minute. That's not, you're not very level there, are you? Oh yeah, what I do need to do is show you. Anyone who was concerned about our drunken gnome, look, he's upright today. He's looking a bit pale though, I have to say. Not got a lot of colour in his face. So he's obviously still suffering the after effects of his hangover. But if you have absolutely no idea what we're talking about, apologies for that. We spent more time watching a drunken gnome than we did hedgehogs the other night. So we can zoom in a little bit on that. Oh, have we gone in? Oh, we've overheated again. I can't see that on the phone. Yeah, it is overheating. How far back was that? I think it doesn't help that when you're walking around, you're actually holding the camera in your hand, so it can't dissipate the heat as easily. So I must, because I generally, oh yeah, it's gone when? What was that? When did it go? Oh, it went on the fuchsias. Hang on. Oh, we got most of it. Hang on, I'll do the. Oh yeah, that gladioli. I've got it written down here. It's called peacock orchid. That's what it's called. Oh yeah, so it was just as we got to the fuchsias. Is that right? Yeah, it's just when we got to the fuchsias. I've just played that back. Okay, let's. Well, you know what that means, don't you? It means we have to go into BRB for a moment. Hello, Ali. Thanks, Victoria, if you can still hear me, but if not, I'll see you. Thanks anyway. I'm just going to reboot the camera. That means we have to go into BRB, and of course, you know what that means, don't you? So enjoy this while I reboot. I'll be back with you momentarily. And we're back. Yeah, it definitely is the heat. I hope the BRB screen wasn't too off-putting for you. I'm just going to. Oh, the camera. Even though I've rebooted, the camera is very warm. Um, just going to put a proper candle on, so I'm not actually holding the camera. We'll do that we'll do the little fuchsia bit again, so you can see the fuchsias. Right, here we go. So yeah, so I think we got as far as that. At least then I can re-edit this for a garden tour. So potentilla, fuchsias. This is Lady Boothby. I won't narrate that much because you heard me narrating before. Stunning plant Lady Boothby is. Lady Boothby. This is Genie, which I was showing. It's got some new little flower buds on there. I've got this is the Lucifer, the Cocosmia Lucifer, just starting to go over. That's the verbena, a bright verbena. And then this is the fuchsia. Not sorry, this is the Cocosmia Lucifer. You can see the flower bud there, and then all the seed balls, which if you leave will just spread everywhere. So and that's that. See if I can get a butterfly for you. Yeah. Take you off that. Put you back on the tripod. Move it back slightly and then you will be in the shade. Yeah, the butterflies love verbena because they've got a big sort of flat surface to land on. And then because verbena is made up of lots and lots of little flowers, they like that because then they can just walk around. It's like a buffet. You don't have to go very far for it. That's not a bad picture, is it? And if I move that slightly to the right, it'd be even better. Yeah. If that picture doesn't sum up a summer garden, I don't know what does. Beautiful. Thanks for all the clips over on Twitch. Anyone over on YouTube, people on Twitch can make short clips of the videos we go along. I mean, I can as well by saying things like Twitch, clip that, and then hopefully in a few moments a clip will appear of that, of the previous 30 seconds. So what I'll try to do is I'll try to download and transfer over some of those over onto YouTube, so anyone over on YouTube can see some of the clips we produce. Also try to put them on the other things. I think the other place actually be most useful to do is just create a new page on the website. So every clip that we do, just put onto the website, and then also it means that we've also got them backed up somewhere else. But again, it's all down to time, isn't it? Just having a look. Come on. Why has that disappeared? It's because I was trying to do something a bit too clever. Yeah, it's just a beautiful sight, that. Just need to do something in the background. Hopefully, can I do that yet? Not yet. If Beauty Love Creative is still here, or Rabbit or Fox or someone, it's usually Beauty Love Creative. I can see you're fairly recent in chat. If you can start thinking about a Dutch word of the day, where I can humiliate myself trying to pronounce a Dutch word. While that's coming up, yeah, the bees. The bees seem to like that. Especially the small honey bees. They're quite small flowers. Those. That's rigatoni, that is. If you go up to further up where we had the Lady Boothby, they're much bigger fuchsias. Those are much easier to get in and out of. Yeah, but I mean those fuchsias are just covered in bees at the moment. We've got a Dutch word coming up in a moment. Too slow, rabbit or fox. Just to give you a brief update what's happening this week, we'll definitely be live next Sunday, usual time. I hope to be live one night this week. Don't know when, can't guarantee it. So keep an eye on various bits of notifications, etc. There's all the usual content on YouTube this week, all the usual shorts, the Tuesday and Thursday videos. The following week, a week on Wednesday, anyone who wasn't here earlier, we were talking about this. A week on Wednesday in Europe, there on the 12th of August, there is a solar eclipse. Between about, in the UK, it's between about 6 and 8 p.m. Peaking where we are here about 91% totality. Obviously, if you're out in places like Portugal, possibly Cornwall, you'll get pretty close to 100%, if not 100%. So we'll be hopefully doing a live stream, just see what happens in the garden during that sort of 2-hour period that evening. That was a week on Wednesday, which is the 12th. We'll talk more about that the following week. I've got some testing to do for that. So there may be, on the midweek stream this week, I may use that as a slight test stream as well. So that's something to look forward to. The other thing, hopefully it's clear that day and we can see the sun. If it's the weather's not suitable that day, the following 2 nights, so I think it's the Perseid meteor shower, and we've done a meteor shower stream here before. We actually got to see a meteor, or a shooting star, on stream. So we'll find something that week to show, weather dependent. But hopefully we can get the solar eclipse. The Dutch word of the day is, the English version's butterfly, and I think Beauty Love Creative is taking a bit of flack for being too easy on me today with that. But I'll still try to make a mess of it. I'm assuming that's something like Vlinda. I'm not going to say it again. Okay, Vlinda. We'll see what the response that gets from our Dutch-speaking viewers. Oh, yes, good. Wow. Don't say we've actually managed to get a Dutch word, possibly, and something like actually Dutch. Vlinda. I don't know where. Presumably, there must be some where Vlinda comes from. I don't know in terms of how these names appear. Let me just doing something here. Hopefully, can I do that yet? No. Oh yes, I can. You hold the fort for a moment. Just need to do something for someone. Do that. Okay, that's done. That's done there. Just doing some admin in the background. think I'm going to think about some food. I'm not having a full lunch today, but I am going to have some lunch. That gives you a clue what we might be having for lunch. Again, I've been left in charge of the fridge today, so if you want to have a guess what my snacky lunch might be for today. While you're putting your usual guesses into the chat as to what the lunch might be, I'll say a few thanks to people individually. I will raid us out on Twitch shortly. I know where we're going to go, because that's where I've got to go anyway. Oh, that's interesting. I'm ignoring that comment, Rabbit or Fox. The word flinder, which I think is that right? The noun is closely linked to archaic Dutch verb vlinderen, and it's related to the modern verb fladderen, both of which mean to flutter or to flap wings quickly. So there you go. There's yeah, we've done 3 Dutch words for the day now. And just for openness, Rabbit or Fox over on Twitch suggested I was having falafel, which is clearly not correct. Beauty Love Creative's gone for gherkins. No. So let's say a few thanks to people I can see in the chat. So thanks, Beauty Love Creative, Christian. Some of these people I think have already gone into lurk or disappeared for the day. Victoria, Montut, Colleen. Who else we got? Ali, 2 Woman, Eons, Alex, Jerome, D. Michael, Botol. Probably missed someone else. If I've missed anyone else on YouTube, apologise. Thanks to anyone who's lurking on YouTube. Loan's going for cheese on toast. No. Christian's going for toad in the hole with a side of bubble and squeak. No. Believe it or not, Leo's got it correct, because Leo had a Scotch egg today, and that's what I'm going to have as well. And Rabbit Fox had is that a stroop waffle and 2 espressos for breakfast. So it just shows that. Beauty Love Creative's gone for sandwich. That's obviously coming before I've revealed it's a Scotch egg. So yes, Leo wins the Guess the Lunch competition today. I think by luck more than judgment. I'll say a few thanks to people over on Twitch who've been here and been in the chat. Thanks to Ashley. Thanks to Ambrose, who was here. Healy. Melissa was here. Michael. Primus. Scouting. I can see there's quite a few people lurking in the background as well. Thanks for everyone who's lurking. Thanks for everyone redeeming your channel points for ice cream vans. Thanks to the members over on YouTube, it is appreciated. Something I need to do. I've just remembered. Before we go, I've got to do something over on YouTube. I'm just sending some gift memberships over on YouTube. I get a certain number to give away each month. So that's the first 5 are going to Lilac Scented Fuchsias, Rubica, so I think that's Rubica, Hanktown, Blueberry Lane Shop, and Lizzo, and another 5. That's the other 5. And they're going to Jeff, to Desert, to Binford, to Martin, and to Theo. So there's some gift memberships over there. You Twitch viewers, if you've been watching today, if you didn't watch the Hedgehog watch along on Monday, I think it was last week, where there were badges for subscribing or gifting subscriptions, or there was a badge just for an hour of watch time, that was still valid today. So if you've been here for an hour, you should have in your notification box somewhere at the top the fact you're now eligible for a channel Hedgehog badge. So if you have a look in there, you should have that if you've been here for an hour. Some of you have probably got it from the other night, but if not, it's there somewhere. Thanks to subs over on Twitch. I'm just going to see who's subscribed today. I know Dem resubscribed. Let me just check that in the notifications. Thanks for all the follows, Gurgley, Fernwood, Dem for the bits. Melissa got a free stream streak today. The ice cream van was summoned quite a bit. Lone made me hydrate. Dem resubscribed for 7 months. So thank you for that. I say we'll be back midweek at some point, I would guess. If not, we're definitely back next Sunday. Keep an eye out for a pop-up stream. If it happens, it will be, I would guess, sort of 6 o'clock-ish UK time. Adjust that for wherever you are in the world. Thanks to the mods, thanks to Lone for being on both platforms. Thanks to Dem, thanks to Leo, thanks to Rabbit or Fox over on Twitch. And thanks for your help with that. I know it's obviously difficult moderating for someone who's so brilliant at it. I will probably see everyone in all the other different places that we all hang out shortly. So if not, enjoy your week, enjoy whatever weather you're having. I will braid us out on Twitch, and let me set that actually up now before I forget. Otherwise we'll be hanging around forever, won't we? And I'll see everyone whenever. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. And Twitch viewers, I shall start the raid now. We're going to raid out to one of the channels that I mod for. We're going to raid out to Ira_Abba. I'll put that in YouTube because she's also on YouTube as well. And anyone who's over on YouTube, if you go over to her on YouTube, you'll find me. I'm moderating over on YouTube, or it will be as soon as we're finished here. So you can come over there and say hello to me over there. She's just been at a musical festival the last few days. So thanks everyone for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.